שלום, כבוד הרב.
שלום עליכם, מה נשמע?
בוקר טוב, מצוין. תודה רבה על הזמן שלך. חזק וברוך, חזק ואמץ.
ברוכים תהיו.
תאמין לי, כל השבוע כולם מחכים לך.
מה אתה אומר?
אתה צדיק, וכולם אוהבים אותך, ואתה שם את כולם בדרך הנכון.
בעזרת השם. נו, הבאת עוד 20 איש היום?
כן, כן, באים, לאט לאט. דווקא חשבנו אולי נעשה עוד קצת introduction, כי פתאום זה בא בלי, לא היה לנו זמן לדבר עם אנשים, לא היה לנו זמן לפרסם את זה, אז אולי נעשה עוד איזה introduction, אבל אם לא, זה בסדר גם כן, נביא אנשים.
הכל טוב, בסדר. אני מוכן. היום איך שלא יהיה איזה שיעור של introduction.
אוקיי. עד שיגיעו האנשים, יש לי שתי שאלות. איפה המצלמה? סליחה, המצלמה שלה הייתה סגורה, סליחה, אני מצטער.
כן.
יש שתי שאלות, אני לא יודע, עוד כולם מדברים עברית, זה בסדר? הנה, אדון מלמד גם פה. שלום אדון מלמד, שלום חכם מלמד.
שלום לכם, שלום לכולכם.
שלום, שלום.
אדון רב ארמוני, שתי שאלות. מספר השאלה, the first question, do we know anything about MS? You know, you spoke about a lot of health challenges. Do we know anything about MS?
Aarmoni con otra gente.
Just 1 minute, close the
Mira,
microphone.
invitaron aquí, is inviting you to the Zoom meeting.
Please.
Okay, I mute all, open your microphone. Kobe, open your microphone.
Oh, סליחה, okay. Rav Armoni, do we know anything about MS? You spoke
Yes.
about a lot of health challenges. Do we know anything about MS?
Yes. MS is a condition of autoimmune disease. And what we do with MS, first of all, we have a lot of supplements that we can use, but I have to explain the situation from the conflict point of view. So, first thing...
I don't want you to give me the solution tonight, but in general, I want to know if you're going to approach the MS also.
Yeah, we can approach every disease. MS is an autoimmune disease, and we can approach it.
Okay. There is any chance to reverse it or stop it or...
Yeah. We saw very good results with this.
Wonderful. Baruch Hashem. So through the course, we're going to touch MS and we're going to talk about it.
We're going to touch autoimmune disease, and from the understanding of autoimmune disease, you can understand every autoimmune disease, also include MS.
Got it. Okay, this the second question that many members they brought up. I share your introduction with our members and our students, and it's so amazing. In the past 2 weeks, everybody's trying to correct their conflicts. The first word you mentioned, you said, we don't want to continue the conflicts to the next generation.
Yes.
And everybody, including me, we start working on our past and current conflicts. The question is, what about the conflicts that, the other person doesn't want to interact with us, doesn't want to deal with us, doesn't want to talk to us? During the month of Elul, during the Selichot, we ask for slicha 3 times from a person. If he doesn't connect with us, then we are patur. What about a correction, a conflict that the person doesn't want to deal with us? What's the solution for that?
First of all, if we talk about problem, conflict that make disease, usually is something that the other person hurt you, not you hurt the other person, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody hurt you, today we are going to talk about a solution that's called מכתב סליחה, a letter of forgiveness. And we will explain how you do it. You don't need the other side. You do it by yourself, and it will clear the energy.
Nice.
When it's clear the energy, something will happen from the other side. Usually we see a lot of miracle happen. But
Nice.
the first thing, you have to clean the energy in a manner that as if you are walking with a burden on your shoulders, and you have to throw it. You have to get rid of this burden, because otherwise there is two bad things that happen. First thing, he hurt you, and the second thing is that you keep carrying the hatred, the rage in your heart, and this make you sick.
Nice.
So you can write on your room in big letters. In Hebrew it say, אני לא מוכן לסבול בשביל אף אידיוט.
Wow. I don't want to suffer for other people's stupidity.
בדיוק, exactly.
Nice. Thank you very much. You answered all my questions. Thank you, תודה רבה, for your time.
Okay. So I think soon we start. We have 16 people already.
שלום עליכם.
שלום, שלום.
שלום, שלום.
By the way, Rav, on Tuesday night, we sat with Adon Melamed, with Chacham Melamed, and we go over the class, and it was wonderful. Thank you, Chacham Melamed, for doing this for us. No, Adon Melamed, you are on mute.
I appreciate that. We are going to continue every Tuesday.
In person.
After we had a chance to study what Harav teach us on Thursday. We have the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Monday to digest it. And Tuesday, since I understood that Rav uses the Gilgul Neshamot of Ariya Kadosh, on Tuesdays, we will take the section that Rav emphasized and studied both from the Ari and understand it from how the Rav is explaining. So this way we will have a deeper, a better understanding of what Rav is teaching us.
Great. אני אסיר תודה על כך. Appreciate very much.
בעזרת השם, נעלה ונצליח.
Then the word will be spread in Parsi also.
This is the intention, Rav. It's and Bezrat Hashem, all who have joined us, I have the list, and we have some people who come from Israel joining us. So it is going to be a very powerful combination of consciousness, one to be appreciated. And I really recommend that devote yourself. That's why I canceled practically 2 of the classes, and we're going to, even if it is necessary, cancel more, so we can devote, especially this 4 months, more time and energy in applying what you have learned through the teaching of Rav.
Yeah, so actually this course is going through two lines. One line would be the English that we are doing every Thursday or Friday morning, depending where you are. And then in every Tuesday, it will be repeated by Rav Melamed in Parsi.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
And anybody has question, they can join the Zoom to the Zoom through Tuesday. And if there is any questions, if there is any reviewing, we will do so. That subject of that week to be implemented both through understanding of the Torah, and I'm sure Rav is going to give us an indication, and at the same time through the Kabbalah and through the teaching of the Rav.
Okay, also I urge you to connect in pairs, to have buddies. Everybody will choose one buddy from...
We have done so.
You did?
All the people that right now we have registered with, we have grouped them, and they recognize the group to work, which group to work with.
Okay, this is great. Also, I ask in the other group that I do in Spanish and in Hebrew, we ask people that when they hear something nice, so they should make posters from these proverbs or something that they heard. Today we have the AI, the Bina Melachutit, that you can do all kind of thing in the computer with this. So it's come out beautiful. And in a poster you can put some affirmation, some sentence that it's give a lot of impression. So it's very important to do it. We want to make this course as a family type, that we can all learn from each other and grow together spiritually. So this will be, I think, beautiful. Okay, I think that we should start already. So I will share screen with you. Just let me find the screen. Not this one. Okay, so good night, everybody. Good evening. For the people in Israel, good morning. So I would like to start with the second lesson that we have, and as you see here in the, so you can see this spring that we have here, and this spring is for us is resemble our life. Our life is go like this. Okay? Any unresolved conflict return with increased intensity in the next round. Means that if you solve the problem is stopped. But if you do not solve the problem, it will return. I mean, I can give you a lot of example of things that return in people's life, and maybe I will tell you a story that happened in in my clinic last week, and the story goes like this. A guy came to me. He's a Breslov guy with a big peot. And I asked him, yeah, why did you come? He say, I came because my wife is in the other room. She's walking with your daughter. I said, okay, still, why did you come? So, well, I had a problem with my wife. A few years ago, I wanted to bring the daughter, my daughter from my second marriage. This was his third marriage. I want to bring her to live with us. And after a few days, my wife said, you have to choose between your daughter and me. Otherwise, I'm not agreed to stay. So I had a very hard decision to decide. And then I decided that I keep with my wife, and I asked the daughter to live back to her mother. And I asked him, so how did you feel about this? And then he said it was very hard. I felt disappointed. I felt that I was pushed to the corner. I felt that it's very hard to me to decide. Okay, so I start to ask about his life, and it was like this. I will show you on the blackboard. Well, this guy was married to a woman. You can see the board?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so he was married to a woman. She gave him one baby, then the second. And then after the second one born, he found out that she's not mentally so well. He decided to leave. Then he got divorced. He got married with another woman. And again, she gave him birth to two children. Again, he realized that the marriage was not good. He was divorced. And then he married another woman. They both bring him another two children. And then this girl from the second marriage, she wanted to come and live with them. And then the third wife told him that she don't want to, he have to choose between her and the child. Okay, complicated. You can see that this guy have problem with women. You have to move from woman to woman. Then what happened was that I put him in trance. And then when I put him in trance, I asked him to feel here what happened with him, and to make the emotion stronger and stronger and stronger, that he can understand the emotion. When he felt the emotion, I said, okay, now I will count to 3, and you go back to another occasion that you have to choose between 2 things. Okay, I said 1, 2, 3. Then he went back to age 22. When he was 22, he was in the army. He was a soldier in the commando, in the one of the best unit in Israel, very tough unit. And he had a girlfriend. And when he spoke about the girlfriend, he said, she is one bone of my bones. בשר מבשרי, עצם מעצמי. Okay, when he finished the army, and he decided to go, as most of the Israelis, to the east to make a trip for half a year. They come back and get married. So he told it to his girlfriend. He went to the east, and then when he went to the east, After a while, in Thailand, he met Australian girl that he fell in love with her, and he say she's the most beautiful creature I ever saw. And in Israel, he left a bone of his bones. Okay, he had a problem to choose now who he want to continue to live. But then he was at that time he was traveling and it was fine. He was writing letters to his girlfriend in Israel, and everything was okay. It seems to be okay. But then his father felt not good, and they asked him to return to Israel. So he told to this girl, this was an Australian girl. He told her, I want to go to Israel for a few weeks and I will come back. Wait for me. But when he came to Israel, the other girlfriend waited for him in the airport. So they went home. He treated his father. 2 days after, a knock on the door. His girlfriend opening the door, and she see a woman there. She say, yes, what do you want? She told her, I'm the girlfriend of the guy. So you are his girlfriend? I'm his girlfriend. And they started to fight between themselves. And he found himself in the middle. The Australian girl come to get married. He have this woman that she are already 5 years they are friends, and he intend to get married with her, so he don't know what to do. Then he told them, listen, I made wrong thing and I have to think what to do with my life. Give me 1 day, I go and think about it. And he left them and he went somewhere else to think what to do. His decision was to run away. He escaped from both of them. This was his decision. He said to me, I couldn't hurt none of them. So I decided I will leave both of them. So what happened was a disaster. The Australian girl, she was a religious girl, come from religious family. She completely ruined. She went back to Australia. She dated with Goyim, and she went to university, and she completely went out of the way. The other one got married. After 3-4 months, she got divorced, and also till now she's not married. She's more than 50 now. And he became Baal Tshuva, Breslev, from this occasion. It got him very bad, and he became Baal Tshuva. And then he had all these marriages. Then, after he got divorced, before he got divorced from the second wife, you become a Breslever. You know those Breslever that are dancing on the roof of the of the trucks. Nachman Neumann, and he was dancing in Tel Aviv on the truck. Then a woman come to him and say, "Listen, there's a woman here that wants to talk with you." Say, "Okay, she can come." And who is coming? The Australian girl. And then she told him, I heard that you are going to divorce. I came especially to Israel to see you. He said, yes, but now, I become religious. I want 3 things if we want to be together. I want you to keep kashrut, I want you to keep nida, and I want you to keep Shabbat. She said, okay, no problem. I will do it. Then he got divorced, and they dated for a few months, and then they decided to get married. Okay, so she told him, listen, I'm going back to Australia to arrange things. You arrange here all the ceremony, invite people, arrange the place, and I'm coming back in 2 months to get married. So she left to Australia, the minute that she left, she disappeared. No answering his telephone, WhatsApp, nothing. So after 2 months, everything canceled because she's not answering. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. After 6 months, you get a letter that she's getting married. And she wrote him in the letter, now I close the circle. Actually, she got a revenge from him. And she got married with another person. Then he continued to this woman, the third one, and he had a problem with his daughter, want to come to. Now, from this story, you understand that he have his nisayon, that when he didn't choose proper in age of 22, life continued. He have to choose again. So I told him, listen, you got a second chance to choose. The first choose was stupid because you decide not to choose. You decide to run away from choosing. Now you have a choose. The choose that you make, that you continue with your wife, now that you settle down with your wife after a few years, you can bring the daughter also. So actually you gain the two sides. And the first time, if you took one of them and get married, at least you save her. But when you didn't choose none of them, it's come again. So any unresolved conflict return with increased intensity in the next round. So it can be in increased intensity, or it can come back with a lower intensity. When it's come back in a lower intensity, this means that the chance that you're getting is stronger, because as if the ashgacha is lowering the intensity of the thing to give you a bigger chance to choose. When the intensity is bigger, it's become difficult to choose. Okay, so usually the intensity has become bigger because you fail in this round. But when the intensity is lower, means you get a chance to fulfill your mission. So actually, as I told you in the last class, that everybody get his chance. Every neshama that come to this world get the chance to do things. But if the things that she do is not correct, she will get another chance and another chance and another chance. And if she's not solving in her lifespan the chances, it will go down to the next generation. Okay, so the next generation will be, first of all, can be, if there's a brother and sister line. So if he is number 1, it will go to number 4 and number 7. If he's in number 2, it will go to number 5 and number 8. If he's number 3, it goes to number 6 and number 9. Soon we will show how it's happened. But then if he doesn't have brother and sister, it will go down to his child. And if his child will not solve the problem, it will go back to his grandchild, until somebody is able to take responsibility and solve the problem. So actually, our problem in life, some of them are not our problem. It's the problem of our ancestors that come to our world in order to solve the problem, okay? And when we understand, when we have the exposure that the problem is not our problem, it's make us, I think, in the heart a little more easy, because we understand this is not our problem. When we are solving the problem, sometimes we solve the problem of our father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. And when you do it, it's as if those ancestors are thanking you for solving the tribe problem. Okay, we will see it in many stories that I will bring, how the stuff is getting arranged by the person who is taking the responsibility about himself. Okay, so the first thing is that we have to change blame to responsibility. Okay, when we say responsibility in English is respondability. Respond, the ability to respond. When you have the ability to respond, you can change things. But when you freeze and you not have the ability to respond, it's a big problem. Okay, so actually always when you are in sympathetic mood, there are 3 F that work. F, F, F. Okay, first F is fight. The second F is flight, and the third F is freeze. So it's fight, flight, or freeze. When you fight or flight, there will be no trauma usually. But when you freeze, there will be a trauma. Like imagine a woman that got raped and she's not screaming. She kind of freeze. When she freeze, that is a lot of rage that is accumulate in her somewhere in her body, and this anger that is accumulated in the body cause problem because it's there, and it will echo every time she will meet something that is trigger the first problem. Okay, so always when there's a problem, there is something that happened before. For example, if there is a problem that happened in the age of 40, I will look what happened in the age of 20, and I will look what happened in the age of 10, and I will look what happened in the age of 5, and then I will go back to the womb, what happened in the 5th month of the pregnancy. Okay, so every number that is under 9 years, we go back to the womb. Okay, let me give you an example. They come to me a boy with a celiac, and I asked the mother, when did he get the celiac? It was when he was 3 years old. Okay, so I said, what happened? What happened when you were 3 months pregnant with this boy? She told me that she was in the street, and then her sister called her and told her that grandma have problem, go to grandma home. She went there, she knocked on the door, nobody opened the door, she climbed from the window. It was Friday, and there was a smell of bread. The bread was in the oven. But when she got into the kitchen, she saw that her grandmother died on the floor. She got heart attack and died. So her brain connected, wired, dad and the smell of the bread. It was 3 months at the pregnancy. So when the boy was in the age of 3, again, in his brain was wired between bread and dad, and he got celiac. Okay, when we expose this to the child, he recovered completely in a minute. So in allergies, it's a big problem to check it, because some boys can die from eating bread when they have celiac. So we should have a special way to check it. But as I saw, when you expose the problem to the person, it can get immediate cure. Unbelievable. I saw hundreds of cases of when the case was exposed to the person got healed in a minute. Okay, so the first proverb is, any unresolved conflict return with increased intensity in the next round. Okay? What does not penetrate our awareness return as a fate. Okay? Like the first person that we were talking about him, the Breslov guy, he didn't understand the power of the chance to choose that he have in the first time. Okay? When he didn't grow spiritually, he understood that he's getting another chance. And at that time, it came as a fate because he didn't choose the first time. So what we say, what does not penetrate our awareness, return as a fate. Okay? So actually for him, because it was in the age of 22, we should ask him what happened when he was 11, and what happened when he was 5.5, and what happened is in his mother's womb when he was 5.5 months pregnant. Okay? So this is always the way. We call it in Hebrew, mirvache chaim. We have to check what is the problem. And then when we check what is the problem, we start to go on timeline to see what happened in the other thing, because of this law that life is going in circles, not circle, I call it like a spring, and every time, as you see in the picture, that all those stars, when something happened here, it will happen here, and will happen here and here, until the problem will get solved. Okay? So again, what we have to understand is when the person is pitted, the conflict will return with reduced intensity. Okay? כאשר מרחמים על האדם, הקונפליקט יחזור בעצימות ממועטת. Okay? That means that he get mercy. He get a bigger chance. That shows that his level is going down because he have to get mercy in order to pass the exam, to pass the shiur. With the higher intensity, he didn't understand. So it should be in a lower intensity. I want to show you an example that you will understand. Okay? So a woman, her name is Yael. She's married to Amos. Okay? And they have 3 children. Yael found out that Amos is cheating her. He's going with her friend. And she decided to divorce. Okay? After a while, she met another guy. His name is Yaakov. Yaakov was married to Ruth, and he got divorced, but he had a girl. Let's call the girl Simcha. Okay? Simcha is married, and she have a daughter. Okay? Yael, that now got married with Yaakov, she grew up her 3 children, and Simcha is already married, so everything is okay in life. But Simcha's husband died in car accident. at that time, Yaakov changed completely. He was very, very worried about Simcha. He asked her to move to their house for a while. He's talking to her all the time. He's like trying to guard her and help her with the bad feeling that she lost her husband when she's so young. She becomes so young widow. And Yael is looking at this situation and she gets frustrated. Her first husband cheated on her, and now she feels again that she's in the corner. She in her house, there's another woman that her husband is taking care of her more than he's taking her on her. And she told him, listen, Yaakov, I'm not agree to this situation. You have to change things. It's not good. He said to her, come on, this is my daughter. She's now in a very hard time. What do you want me to do? I don't know what you can do, but if you continue like this, I want to divorce. I don't live anymore. One time I was cheated by a husband. It's not going to happen anymore. Enough is enough. So they quarrel about this, and she decided to divorce. But before she divorced, it was in Israel, yes? She decided to go to her brother, Jeff, that live in Florida. So Yael had a father and a mother, and she had a brother called Jeff. Jeff is 3 or 4 years older than her, is married, and he have a daughter. Unbelievable, the name of the daughter is also Simcha.
Rabbi, can you zoom on that because we cannot see it?
I think that you make my picture bigger, then you can see it. You don't have to see everybody that in the...
Oh, yeah, thank you, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's fine in my studio.
Because I don't have a way to zoom it. Okay, so when I saw Simcha and Simcha, I understand there is something here. Simcha and Simcha, they are not knowing each other, yeah? They are completely in different world, different families. But when I saw the name that is equal, I say, wow, something going on here, okay? You know, when you learn with me the course, you will see how the Kadosh Baruch Hu with pinceta is moving the story all the time. When you see what happened in the family constellation, you understand how God controlled the world. Unbelievable. You will see Ashgacha Pratit in an unbelievable manner. Doing this therapy make you Baal Emunah, very big Baal Emunah. Unbelievable. Okay, so what happened was that Yael went to Florida to Jeff. And Jeff waited in the airport to pick her up. And when he picked her up, he told him, you know, I'm going to break up with Yaakov. He said to her, come on, he's such a good guy. What happened? Why? So she told him what happened with Simcha and her husband, and that he died in accident, so all the story that I told you. So Jeff was clever. Jeff asked her, Yael, tell me, when you were in this situation with Yaakov, that he is not paying attention to you and so on, what did you feel? And the answer was, I'm not good enough. You know, when you are doing therapy and somebody tells you something, we call it core sentence. You have to make your ears big, like Sherlock Holmes. You know, like when you hear this sentence, wow, it's a key. It's a key that actually this sentence actually is not belong to here. It's too immense, too strong to be here. What do you mean? What do you mean you are not good enough? So she said, I'm not good enough that men will love me. Wow. It's an explosion for the person who is treating, yeah? Wow. What do you mean a man doesn't love you? Amos love you. Yaakov is crazy about you. Everybody loves you. What do you mean I'm not good enough? Go back to the history of you and tell me, when did you feel the first time that you are not good enough? She started to cry. And she said, you know, when I was 4 years old, I felt that father doesn't love me. And I went to mother and I told her, why my friend, father is taking them on his laps, is doing like this to them, and they feel loved, but me, father never talked to me, never take me on the laps. I feel that he doesn't love me. And she say, I went with this feeling almost all my life. When I was 9 years old, I saw mother, and she told me, hey, Yael, why are you looking so pale? So I told her, father doesn't love me. I feel that I'm deserted. I feel I'm not loved. So she told, you know, your father was an orphan from very, very young age. He never got love from his father. And when he didn't get love from his father, he don't know how to give love to other. And, you know, I'm his wife, and he never showed me any affection. But the way that he show affection is to work and support and bring money. This is your father. You have to get used to it. And you know, when mother told me this, I felt calm. I understand this is not my fault. Until I was 19. When I was 19, you remember, Jeff, you came to visit us with Simcha. Simcha was at that time 2 years old, and you came to us the first time to show father and mother, to show them your new child. And when our father saw his grandchild, he took her with his arm, and they went to outside to the yard, and he showed her the flowers, he showed the tree, and he was talking to her, and I was standing there in the window, and I saw my father showing affection to my niece, to his grandchild, and I say to myself, always they told me that father cannot show affection. He show affection. He show how he love. It's my problem. It's not his problem, as I thought all the time. And then again, I got into feeling that I'm not good enough. When I was 21, I got married with Amos. He's the first man that showed me love. He knew how to give love. And I was really, really happy in my life. But the problem with Amos, that he gave love not only to me, he gave love also to all my friends. So after the third time he cheated on me, I decided to divorce, even though I was really in love with him, but I couldn't stand the busha. I couldn't stand it anymore. And then again I felt, you know, I'm not good enough. He prefer other women on me. And then I met Yaakov, and then again I felt love. And then Simcha, husband, died, and I'm in this situation. Now you understand why I feel that I'm not good enough? So Jeff showed her the situation. He showed her like this. Look at this carefully. When you were 4 years old, you felt deserted. You felt not good, okay? This is the case with Abba. When you were 9, this was the case with mother that told you, he doesn't love me either. He is an orphan. He doesn't know how to give love, okay? Ima. Then, when you were 19, this is the story with Simcha, okay? When you were 21, you got married with Amos, okay? And when you have a baby, but then he cheat you. Another baby, he cheat you. Another baby, he cheat you. And you got divorced. And then you met Yaakov. And then the second story with Simcha. Okay, you saw all of this? Now we tell them, let's divide your life to 2. Here. On this side, you feel that I'm not good enough. What happened with your father when you're 19, when you see Simcha? All this cheating, gerushin, divorce, and then the other story of the other Simcha. 2 Simcha here, right? Arbe shmachot. But in this side, you could understand that you are good enough, that you loved. So every situation that a person have can show him that he's not good enough, but from another point of view, this is a place when he can change, when he can understand, when he can take responsibility. Now, from this situation, I want you to understand רפואת הדורות, the therapy that I'm teaching you, okay? Now, this is the knage. This is what you have to understand in a situation. Because otherwise, you know, every psychologist can make this chart. But you have to understand something. And this is what Jeff told Yael. He told her, listen to me good. You can get divorced now from Yaakov. But you know what is going to happen? Probably you're going to meet another man that will put you again in a challenge. Because when you are not finishing your challenge, it will return. Every conflict, yeah, that is not solved, it will come, it will return in increased intensity in the next round. You want the next round? Okay, go and divorce. But listen to this. Look at your life. When you were 4 and your father doesn't show you affection, this is because he was orphan. It's not because you're wrong. It's his problem, not your problem. And when you were 9, mother explained it to you. You had a chance to continue. Then what happened when you were 19? You know, it's more easy to love your grandchild than to love your child, because your child, you have to change titul for him. But your grandchild, when is making, you can send it to his mother. You don't have responsibility. So you can give love, and when you don't want, you send him away. But your child is not like this. So it's more easy to show affection to your grandchild to show to your child. And you have to understand this. And then when you met Amos is a good guy, but he have a srita, he have a problem. This is not your fault. He love you, but he also love your friends. So this is his problem, not your problem. It's not that you are not good enough. You have a problem. And then what happened with Simcha, the other Simcha? Come on, this is not a love affair between your husband and his daughter. He is taking care of her. So it will pass. Give it a time. You will see. She will move to her place. She will get married again. She will correct her life. She understands. She got it. And she told him, listen, okay, I will go back to Israel and I will see what I'm going to do. So she went back to Israel. Amos is waiting in the airport with a flower. He's really worried what's going to happen. And he thought that she's coming and divorce him. And he said, what's up? She told him, listen, Amos, I understand that this is my problem. Give me time.
Yaakov, yeah.
What?
Yaakov.
Yeah. I see that you're on the story. Good. Okay. So give me time. I want to think. So he's waiting two weeks. In the meantime, she see that Simcha is not coming so often to their house. She moved to another apartment. She's dating now a person that she want to get married with him. She saw that exactly what Jeff told her is happening. So after 2 weeks, he couldn't wait anymore. Yaakov said, we have to sit and talk. So she told him, listen, this is the story. This is my problem. I had here in the age of 4, we call it ISE. You remember what is ISE? Initial sensitizing event. Okay, this is the first time I realized that I'm not loved. I'm deserted. Father is not loving me, so I'm not good enough. Now listen good, listen carefully. What happened after the person have the ISE, the subconscious is attracting other event in order to prove the person either is not good enough or it was a mistake that he was. I mean, every event that happened is in one way a compounding of feeling, but from the other side is a chance to solve the problem. I mean, every event, this is your choose. Either you stop the problem, either you're compounding it. When you're compounding it, when you solve the upper problems, it will not solve the problem because you have to go to the source. If you don't go to the source, the pile is still there. But when you go to the source and move it, everything falls. I mean, if you solve what happened in the age of 4, if you bring the person by regression to this age and you solve the problem, then it will finish. I mean, I can do in trance. I can bring Simcha. I'm sorry. I can bring Yael from the meeting with Jeff when she was, let's say, 45 years old, to meet with Yael that is 4 years old, and I make gestalt in trance between both of them. They are talking to each other, and the big Yael hug the small Yael, and she tell her, you know, I am you from the future. This is how you're going to look when you be 50. I can tell you that you continue to live until 50, and this and this and this happen, And I know that you have problem with your father, right? Your father had his own problem. Your father was orphaned from age of like this, and I can make a gestalt and solve the problem in the person subconscious. When I solve this problem of age 4, paf, all the pile is falling. The person will go out from his trauma. He will understand. In Hebrew we say, Nafal ha'asimon. Okay? He got it. Okay? So now we will continue in another proverb. If the lesson is not absorbed, it will appear in the generation below. Okay? That means if Yael will not solve the problem, she have 3 children, they have to bear it. They have to work on this conflict. In their life will be also feeling of deserting, a feeling of I'm not good enough. And they will have to solve it. One of them, especially the one that echoes with air. We will explain the law of echoing soon, okay? But the person that will echo it, the sun that will echo air, he will be mostly with the same problem that he will have to challenge this problem, okay? Then the main thing is that what we call the purpose project is very difficult to discover, but it is the most valuable factor in the understanding of the disease. Okay? As I explained before, the purpose project is 5 times in the life of the person. Is 1 year before the conceivement, the time of the conceivement, the 9 months, the birth, and the first year of his life. We will show it soon in a chart, okay? But you have to understand, it's very difficult to discover because you were too young to remember, okay? You cannot remember with your conscious, but your subconscious is remembering it. When we are doing trance to people, sometimes in trance, people telling me how their father and the mother make them. They can see it. Or they can see things what happened when they were 1 month in the womb. One time I was in the middle of the trance. I told him, okay, he was 3 years old at the time. I said, okay, we'll go back now. So suddenly he started to shouting. I said, what happened? He told me, I see a big needle coming into the room and try to hurt me. So I said, how old are you? Where are you? So he said, I'm probably in the womb. And I didn't know what happened. His mother was in the other room, and I called her. What happened there? What happened when he was 3 months old? 3 months in the womb? She said, oh, I did the bdikat mei shafir. I checked I don't know how you call it in English, the water of the meconial water or something like this.
Amniocentesis.
What?
Yeah. Amniocentesis. Amniocentesis, I think, something like that.
Okay, so this is the one, but you have to put a needle into the where the baby is.
Amniotic fluid.
Okay, so he saw it. He saw it, and he got really worried from it. So we can see that by the memory of the person start in the minute that they become a zygote, become a sperm meet the egg. From that time there is memory. I don't know how the memory is created because there's no brain yet, but I think my assumption is that the memory is come into the person. I think in the third or fourth month after there is a shilia, I would call shilia in English. What?
Boom? No.
No, not
No,
womb.
the before it become a baby, it's just like before it. Excuse me.
No, soon I would check the Google.
Embryo.
Embryo, right, the embryo. So there is not the embryo. There is the baby until third month is called embryo, but after 3 months is called
fetus.
Fetus. Why?
Fetus.
What is the difference? The difference is that you have the shilia. Let's see this. I will say shilia in English. Just 1 minute. Placenta. Okay, when there's placenta, the baby start to have memory. Okay, and probably the mother is sending the 3 months memory from the zygote till the 3 months to the baby brain. Okay, but anyhow, we can see many times that there is memory that appear at from the first day. Okay, so why the project purpose is hard to understand, how to find it, because you know you are young, you don't have the memories. And part of the project purpose is even before you were born. It's 1 year before the conceivement. So it's very difficult. Sometimes I ask the people to call the parents and ask them questions about what happened in the purpose project. But this is the one of the valuable factor in understanding a disease. Okay. Then the last one is when a conflict return, it creates an exit point. Okay, so as I say, every conflict have a chance. You have a chance to solve a problem, and when you get it, when you understand the situation. At that time, you can solve the problem. Wait, I put the chart again. Just 1 minute. Disappear. Oh, okay. So you can see it, right? Okay. So when a conflict returns, it's create an exit point that you can solve a problem. שקונפליקט חוזר ומייצר נקודת יציאה. Okay, so we have here 5 very important rules. מה שלא חוזר למודעות שלנו, כל קונפליקט שלא נפתר חוזר בעצימות מוגברת בסיבוב הבא. מה שלא חודר למודעות חוזר כגורל. כאשר מרחמים על האדם והקונפליקט יחזור בעצימות ממועטת. אם השיעור לא נקלט הוא יופיע בדורות שלמטה. פרויקט מטרה קשה לגילוי, אבל הוא הגורם בעל הערך החשוב ביותר להבנת המחלה. שקונפליקט חוזר הוא מייצר נקודת יציאה. בעצם all of these are very important rules that we have to understand in the laws of רפואת הדורות. And now we will talk about what we call purpose project. Okay, so the purpose project is actually five important times. The first one is Shana Lifnei HaZivug, is 1 year actually before the mating, before the pairing, how we say it, Zivug. So all the first year is giving the atmosphere. I will explain soon. Then the second one is Rega HaZivug, is the moment of the pairing. Number 3 is Tish'a Chodshei Hirayon, is the 9 month. With the 9 month, we divide it to 2. We divide it to the first 3 months that the baby is called embryo, and from 3 to 9 that the baby is called fetus. The embryo is without placenta, and the fetus is with placenta. So there's a big difference. If something happened during the pregnancy, it's different if it's happened in the first 3 months or if it happened from 3 to 9. Okay. Then the number 4 is the minute of the birth and the bonding. Well, I want to tell you something very, very interesting. Yesterday, while I was in the clinic and I treat somebody, I got a call from my wife. She told me that this minute my daughter gave birth to a baby boy. It means my 15th grandchild. Okay, this was yesterday. So,
Mazal tov.
Mazal tov, toda. So he was crying. I was hearing by the telephone that the baby is crying. So I told her, put the telephone near his ear. I want to talk to him. And I made the bonding. It was unbelievable. I was so touched by this. I was crying when I did this. So I was talking to him, Nechdi Hayakar, my הנכד היקר שלי, my beautiful
grandson.
This is grandfather talking, and I made a bonding. 10 minutes. I was talking to him. I promised him that we will raise him and we will take care of him and everything will be okay. And I told him about the family and everything. Then I told his father to wash his hand and so on. The birth was very difficult. It was vacuumed out. It was just second before C-section, before she had to go on operation, and the mother was exhausted. At that case, if the mother is exhausted and they take the child, the doctor hit him. He started to cry, and then they put him and they take care of his mother. Then they take him to the I would call the nurse room, the child room, and there's 300 babies there who are crying, and he thinks that he arrived to hell. He doesn't know where he is. He's expecting that they will receive him to this world with love, and then he arrived there. Everybody's crying. He doesn't know what's going on. Only 24 hours after, they bring him to his mother. He doesn't recognize her. There is no bonding. All his life, listen good, all his life he will feel deserted, not loved, if we not fix the thing. Imagine how many people walk on this earth feeling that they are deserted and not loved. Okay, and this is continue until the person dead. It's not finished. I meet people 50, 60, 70, which the problem of the wrong bonding hurt their life. I will tell you a lot of stories about this. Okay? So the fifth one is Shana לאחר הלידה וגמילה מחלב, 1 year after birth, and what we call the weaning from milk, mother milk, breastfeeding. Okay? In Hebrew, you see the word weaning is gmila, the same word that you say for gmila misamim, to a person who is addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to women, to phonography, to all kinds of things like this. All the problem of addiction is connected to how you wean your child from milk, breastfeeding. If you wean him suddenly, better you don't breastfeed him at all, because when you do it in a minute, he will search for it all his life, because this is the most tasty thing he ever taste, and you take it from him, he is searching all his life for this. Okay, so actually what happened in all those 5 places, times, it's affect all the person's destiny. All his life will be changed from this. Okay? So I want to show you this next chart, that all of us are seeds of our fathers, right? And seed in Hebrew is zera. Zera is also zera. This is bad. Why? Because all of us are carrying the bad stuff of our ancestor. Whatever they fix, they take it with them to heaven. But what they didn't fix is come as our destiny. It's come as our fate. So zera is zera. Okay? Also, when you say the word erayon in Hebrew, is when you check the gematria of erayon is 271. That means it's 270 imakolel, okay, with the word. So again, ra. So the zera is getting into the pregnancy, which is erayon. Also, we can calculate it 9 months. Every month is 30 days. So 9 times 30 is 270, right? So again, ra. And then the baby come out, erom ve'eria. Erom ve'eria mean in Hebrew naked, without any clothes. But if you watch carefully, you see that erom is starting with ein reish, and eria start with ein reish, right? So it's ra, both ra. And the letter that are left is A, Yud, Vav, Mem, Hayom. וידעת היום והשיבות על לבביך. This means everybody have to understand the tachlit of his life. Why did he come to this world? For what purpose? And the main purpose that he come is to clear, to clean, to fix the ra of his ancestors. And the ra of his ancestor will come as a fate in his life. בבחינת אבות אכלו בוסר ושיני בנים תכהנה. The fathers ate not ripe fruit, and the teeth of the descendant get ruined. Okay? That means there is from generation to generation, the ra is moving on. But actually, this ra is also the chance. Every one of you will look at what you work, and you realize why for example, in my case, I work with this therapy because of harsh things that I had in my life. Okay, I told you last time about the story about my daughter, right? You remember? I told this story. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So my daughter got the problem with the kidney. I realized that the problem is connected to fear. And then I realized that because of what happened in the funeral, she got the problem. And then I became a doctor. I become, all this therapy was invented because of this hard time. So if you look at your life, you see that your hard time in one side was bad, but for other side, your hard time give you a chance to make a change. Okay, so it's always there is the conflict is returned. It creates an exit point. Okay, and the exit point is you can change your life through this. Okay, I came to this world after 6 miscarriages. Before me there was another baby. Aviva was her name. She never came from the hospital. My mother gave birth and she died in the hospital. It was the 7th. After six miscarriages, it was her and then me. Okay? As I told you, as I explained to you last class, when a person comes after an abortion or after a miscarriage, his life is not one person. Is some, like if it's after one miscarriage, he lived 2 neshamot or 3 neshamot or 4 neshamot. You see, in my life, I fight against abortion. The classes I give, I talk about this many times. Why? Because it's related to me, because of what happened in my life. When I was 3 years old, 4 years old, I went to my mother and I say, if we should die, why did you give birth to me? I don't want to live if I have to die. I was really scared from death because I came after 6 abortions. And what happened was that when I became a rabbi, one of my first books that I wrote was about death. I had to explain to myself the situation because it was in my mind all the time. So you see that the hard thing that a person have, in a way, it's create an exit point. You can change, you can evolve, you can develop your life. And that's what we are saying to people who come to us and they are sick. They have some kind of machala, some kind of problem. In a way, when you understand the shiur that God wants from you, this situation can be the best situation in your life. And we have to understand it. And the way that we are working on the therapy is not only healing the person. I'm telling you, we have a neighbor here. She got ALS. ALS is a horrible disease. In few years, a person lose control on his body. Only her eyes is moving. All her muscles are gone. She have no muscle in her body. A few years after, the lungs is forgetting how to breathe. They have to put her on machine, and after the heart forget how to work, and then she die. And you know, this woman controlling all her house with her eyes. She's working with computer, and with her eyes she's writing books. People are gathering every Friday. They come to her. She gives kind of a speech that she created before. She's in emunah, unbelievable emunah. You go there, you become strong in your emunah. You see how a person without any moving can live a fulfilled life. Okay, So that's what we have to do with people that come to us. We have to explain them that the disease that they got, it's a shiur, and if they understand the shiur, usually the disease will leave them. And even though if it's not leaving them, when a person is concentrate of the half full cup, his life is full. When a person always think about the half that is empty, even though if he have everything in his life, he have nothing. Okay, so actually this is the real life, and what we explain to people, that they have to know, to learn how to flow like a river. When the river in the middle is clean, the water is full of oxygen, and the fish are swimming there, and the side the water go like this, and then come a dead fish, and then come a piece of wood, and continue to surrounding, and then there's a ketsef. The water become white, I would call it ketsef, and then on the top of the ketsef become yeroket, like green stuff and stinky. When you smell the water on the side of the river, it stinks. And then you ask yourself, how come water that are the most pure thing on earth, how come they are so stinky? Then you realize that it's stinky because it's not moving, it's not flowing, okay? And in your life, when you're stuck and you're not flowing, and always you remember about the past, this person needs to be this, and this person needs to be this, you stink because you are not flowing. And what we teach the people, you have to flow, continue. In Hebrew we say, חכה, תמשיך. Don't stand, don't stay one place, move on. Okay. So let's see the continue. Okay, this chart explains how exactly you are working with רפואת הדורות. When there is a trauma, when the person have kind of a trauma, the first thing that you have to do is to work on what we call הדחקה. הדחקה, let's see, I will say it in English. Okay, repression. First thing is the repression. Okay, so let me show you on the chart what we have to do. Okay, there's a trauma. Okay, so the first thing when a person has a trauma, what we have to do is הדחקה. הדחקה means repression, okay? So why we make the repression? We have to keep in our life אנושיות. To be, I would say אנושיות, to be
Humanity.
Human,
Human.
you have to be human. And because if everything that happened to you, you attack immediately, you are not human. But when you are repressed, you continue to be human. But the problem is that you accumulate. There's a compounding of bad emotion that accumulate in your body, more and more and more and more. And then the next thing that you have to do is פריקה. פריקה means discharge.
Unload, yeah.
Okay, so how we do the discharge? Discharge we do in many ways. First one is sport. You have to make sport. The sport will be for your body, move. Then we are working on כתיבה ודיבור. Okay, writing and talking. Okay, I will teach you today. We are working on מכתב סליחה, the way to make a forgiveness letter. Okay, so the forgiveness letter, we are writing it, and then we are talking it, and then so we are doing also כתיבה and also דיבור. Okay, כתיבה will fix the פנימיות הנפש, the inner soul, cleansing the inner soul, and דיבור will fix the חיצוניות הנפש, the outside of the soul. Then בכי, cry. The cry is actually what melt the heart, melt the gush that you have on your throat. Okay, so but crying, it's not an order. I cannot order somebody to cry. If you cry, good. Don't make yourself cry. Cry must be with integrity. Integrity means what you think is what you talk and what you feel. 9, יושרה. Otherwise, if you are thinking this way, talking this way, and feeling that way, you are not in integrity. So don't make yourself cry. I saw one time in the Shim in Paras, in Persia. They have a holiday that they hit themselves and they cry and shout, and the camera walk from a person to a person. You see every person cry, and then suddenly a person is kind of smiling to the camera, and then he realized that the camera is picturing it. He started to cry. So you saw that it's without any integrity. So it was so stupid, so foolish, that you understand when a person is crying without integrity, it's worthless. Okay. So actually, also sometime in the tefillah, they say, אשמנו, בגדנו, באנו אליך בבושת פנים, זאת אומרת, suddenly you sing, and you see that it's without integrity. We have to pray, so we pray, but you have to be in integrity. So crying, if you are in integrity, is good. It will be discharged. But if you're not in integrity, don't cry. Don't make yourself cry. And then is neshimot, breathing. Okay, so we can learn a lot on breathing. I have a Kabbalistic breathing that I created, and we will learn how to breathe in a proper way. We made also. Let's see if I have one here. I show you. 1 minute. I will bring it from. We worked for few months on the colors of the sfirot. We make it really a big work about this. We brought all the books that speaking about the colors of the sfirot, and we decided at the end what is exactly the color of the sfirot. And here you can see it with the nikud, Shem Havaya with the nikud. Like the keter is the kamatz, chokhmah patach, bina tzere, da'at nikud motza, chesed segol, gvura shva, תפארת חולם, נצח חיריק, עוד קובוץ, יסוד וו שורוק, ומלכות ניקוד צבאות. And then the color will be כתר לבן, חוכמה כחול שמיים, בינה זהב, דעת סגול, חסד תכלת, גבורה אדום, תפארת צהוב קורקום, נצח ירוק נוטה לכחול, עוד אדום, שני, יסוד ירוק נוטה לצהוב, ועטרת היסוד ארגמן. So what we have to do is, from the Shem Havaya, we made exercise of breathing Shem Havaya. Like imagine you look at the name very closely until it's a kind of a bond in your brain. Then look at the name of God in white. Okay, look good at it. When you close your eyes, try to see that it's bonded in your brain. Then when you breathe in, breathe the Yud to be outside of the line close to you. And when you breathe out, bring it back to the line. Then take the Ot A to you and take it back. Take the Vav close to you, bring it back, and then take the A and bring it back. Then we do it all the names. And this is one of the breathing exercise that we are doing. Okay, but we have a lot of breathing exercise that we combine the Ichudim of the Arizal and Admor Mikomana and so on to the breathing. Okay, I will send you to the group some of it. We are translating it now to English. Little by little, we start the work of translating. We have more than 1,500 short movies that we have to translate. Plus, we have, I think, at least, I think we have more than 5,000 hours of Zohar that we have to translate. So, a big work. It will take many years to do this. So we want to do it also in Spanish. So maybe we do it in Farsi after. Okay, I think that we will take a 5-minute break to make coffee, and we will continue. Okay, so 5-minute break. We have now what the time now? 8:33. So 8:40. 7 minutes break. We will continue. Okay.
Thank you. Toda.
Make coffee.
Sure.
Sure. We'll be back.
Adon Melamed, can I give a suggestion?
Yes.
Can you have the Rav put these slides out before the class so we can somehow look at it and we'll print it and follow it?
Will do. Good idea. Number one is to give us the, for example, what he showed right now in regards to the breathing. He said he's going to publish it, and we're going to tell him as well to prior the class to publish it so we can prepare ourselves. That's we will suggest to him, and hopefully we'll do it.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Yes, that's a very good suggestion. I appreciate. Thank you very much.
Adam Melamed, maybe you can explain it to me and us one more time. He said a conflict can come back in fate. So what does it mean? Like, you know, if there is a conflict in a past life and then, you know, on a Gilgul, it comes back that we are religious people, we are Orthodox. What does it mean a conflict can come back in fate?
Because it means that it's part of your tikkun. It becomes now part of the tikkun. If you don't solve the, if the opportunity is not done and the conflict is not solved, then it's going to be as a tikkun of the following generation.
Oh, so you are forced to do the teshuvah through the fate.
That's absolutely, it's your fate to complete it. If not, you will pass it on.
Kevan, I don't think he meant faith, not in terms of religion. I think he meant fate, mazal. That's what he said, right?
Yeah,
faith, not faith.
Yes, mazal. Yeah, that's what I understood too.
So a conflict can pass on like a mazal.
He said anything that you don't accept it on as a knowledge, or that you can't process as a knowledge in one lifetime, comes back, or you look at it as mazal next lifetime.
Baruch Hashem, you have loyal ears.
Comes as your fate.
Okay, and the other one was the 3F. He said fight, flight, and freeze. What flight? I didn't get the flight. What does it mean, flight? I know fight means fighting, freeze means freezing, but flight, he didn't explain it.
Flight is escaping. It's a terminology used in psychology. Flight is to escape, to run away from, and there are strategies to run away from.
Oh, nice, Leah. Thank you. So if there is a conflict, you have a choice to fight, or you have a choice to run away, or you can freeze. Nice.
Yeah. Flight can be to avoid something. You can escape by smoking because you can, as an example, you cannot manage your stress, you cannot manage your hurt. So you go away and you do distract yourself, for example, with a cigarette or with alcohol, etc.
Bobby, I want to tell you to introduce Leah. Leah is a very talented psychotherapist. She's helping us a lot in the other course in Spanish, and I think if she will be here in the course, it's a big gift. And I tell you, Leah, that if you want to join the course, you don't have to pay. You can join us because you're in the other course.
Thank you,
Rabbi.
Thank you.
So, Rav, as far as the 3F, none of them is a good choice, right? You don't want to fight, you don't want to run away, and you don't want to freeze. You have to deal with it. That's the solution.
Yes. If you got into a freeze situation, usually it's come from your epigenetics. This is something that is built in. You know, why women are getting freeze when they get raped? Because many times when, like in war, that woman got raped, when she shouted to do something, the soldier killed her. So in the epigenetics, it come out that women get freeze. It's saved their life. So when you ask a woman, why did you freeze when it happened? She don't know what to answer. You know, I don't know. Something happened to me. But this is kind of an order that comes from epigenetics from the generation before, and sometimes with really good work we can change even epigenetics behaviors.
Wow, nice.
We will explain the difference between the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious and the higher conscious. There's four different divisions in this.
Rav Armoni, where does concepts like emunah, bitachon fit into this whole picture in terms of the tikkun you have to do with whatever situation you have passed through in the past life?
Okay. So what I mean, the question should be a little different, I think. I think that maybe you should ask, where is our bchira in life situation? Emunah, of course, emunah is something that will help you to go through life in a better way, because you see, in NLP, we are saying that a person should work, live in a way of be, do, have manner, okay? Be is being, is what we call in Hebrew elech ruach. Do is to do, action. And have is the totza'ah, what you have in the end, okay? But people can live also in have to be way. For example, if I will have $1 million, I will give 10% charity, and B, I will be happy. What's wrong with this? That you put your happiness on him, if I will. So your happiness depends on if you will have $1 million. It's wrong, because if you look at be to have, be and do, this is your choose. Have, the totza'ah, is not yours. You can be sure on the result? Never. Some people work very hard and we say they don't have time to make money because they work too hard. So it doesn't mean that if you work hard, the result will be good. Sometimes people, working very hard and they lose money. The result depends on God, depends on your bracha. So always you have to work on the be. You have to decide how you say elech ruach. What is your state of mind?
State of mind.
It's
Your
not state of
attitude,
mind.
no?
Elech ruach will be more state of
An attitude?
attitude. Yeah, your attitude. Exactly. So the attitude is very important. You can I can talk to you. How are you? Oh, so great to see you, Mr. Melamed. I can talk like this and say, come on, let's okay. I change the attitude in a minute, in a second. And I decide the attitude. And if I will use this attitude, the class will be different than this attitude. Everything will go through the attitude because this is my choose. And actually, when we are looking at what happened to us in life, and especially when we see in our fate, in our destiny, that everything is already predestined because of all the rules that I teach you. So where is our choose? Our choose is in our attitude. And when you are working with people that suffer, you tell them that they have to change the attitude. And when you succeed to change their attitude, it's already 50% of the cure. Because when a person is sick, his brain is always in OCD about the disease. It never stops. You must stop this attitude and change it. And when you live in emunah, and you believe that no bad is coming from above, and when you understand that kol da'avad rachmana letav, everything that God did, He did it for your best, for your shiur, that you will study, you will learn, you will develop a little from this, then you can pass even the harsh things in life in a good way, because you understand that God is always with you.
So in a way, you could say you have to go through the experience to be able to get to that point where you realize that Hashem is with you.
Yeah, you know, we never call somebody tzaddik if he didn't have an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yosef HaTzadik, he called Yosef HaTzadik because he had the experience with the wife of Potiphar. Otherwise, he will not call tzaddik.
Nice.
So sometimes, you know, people are experienced. Yosef in his experience, he was not 100% tzaddik. The Arizal and the Zohar say that he lost 10 drops in this nisayon, but still he called tzaddik because he had an experience, and other people in this experience was completely crashed. Okay, so yeah, we have to be experienced. All life experience is not easy, and yeah, this is the thing. Any question about what we learned till now? Yes, yeah.
You said that I saw that green is from the lower sfirot. However, Rav Moshe Cordovero teaches that Binah is green. Why is there a discrepancy? There must be some kind of an explanation. Thank you.
Because Rabbi Moshe Cordovero also, when you see the place when he say green, there's a lot of other color that he gave there. Because he was not sure in one color. He gave all kind of ideas. We work on what we call the how it's called RG red, green,
RGB.
What?
RGB, red, green, blue.
Yeah, and we have exactly the number of RGB for every color that we did, and after many months of work on the issue, we come to conclusion that this is the color. And also in our case, Binah is kind of gold, but we come out to understand that the gold that the sages are talking is not the same color that we see today. It's not like orange style, like this. You see in the left side. So it's not. We have to speak about this. This is not something to. We saw many sages that spoke about the color, and we compare and we come to conclusion.
L'chvod Rav, there is a request from the students that if it is possible, either the pamphlets or the pages or the announcement, or like what you are showing right now, or you have shown the lessons, is it possible to get it prior to the lesson, so to prepare and to be familiar with the product, with the lesson of the time, so we come to the lesson, we are ready?
Yeah, I think it's possible usually. Because this is the first course in English, I'm not prepared yet in this manner, and I arrange it from class to class. But at least what I did till now, I can send it to you, because I have it also the matzeget I can also send. We have to make some kind of place when we put all the material that you can take it. Also, we are the Zoom is recorded, and also I'm recording here in my room, so you will get every class 2 records: the Zoom record and because in the Zoom I'm in a small
presentation.
A small presentation. The other movie is better.
May I make a suggestion, Horab?
Yes.
Can we make a Google Docs for all the class, and everybody can access it, and you can just put it there, and it's always there.
Yeah, yeah,
you
no
can put a
problem.
PowerPoint.
I will ask my son to do it. I don't know to do it myself, but we will ask somebody to do it for us. No problem.
I have a question. You said trance. Trance means hypnotize, right?
What?
You mentioned trance. Trance means hypnotize. Trance.
A trance, yeah, okay.
Hypnotize, right?
Well,
so,
not exactly. Not exactly. You know, in Israel, hypnotic is a bad word. Okay? Because what happened in Israel about 30 years ago, that was one guy that make a stage hypnotic to a girl, 18 years old girl, and he put her between two chairs, and he brought somebody very heavy to sit on her. And he sit on her, and this young girl could hold him while she is between two chairs. And then he tried to wake her up, and she didn't wake up. And so he got frightened. He invited, it was in front of many people. He invited somebody to wake her up, ambulance. And those stupid, they gave her injection. And then when she got the injection, completely she became in a coma state. And they brought her to hospital, and for a week, they couldn't wake her up. And then until they brought somebody, he told her, listen, I'm bigger hypnotizer than the other one. If you not wake up now, I will never let you go into this stage again. She wake up in a minute. So we know that hypnosis needs authority. Without authority, you cannot put somebody into hypnotic state. But so from that case, in Israel, you're not allowed to do hypnosis in places. Only doctors can do it. Okay. What happened at the beginning of hypnosis in United States was a person named Dave Ellman. He was not a doctor, but doctors used to call him to do hypnosis to their client to understand the situation, and he developed a lot of the things that we will learn in this class. Okay, so in hypnosis there is all kind of levels. The most familiar level is embolism, which bring you to enough stage that you can do regression, you can do part therapy, you can do all kind of therapies that can heal people from big problems. Okay, and the more deep therapies are like therapy like coma state. In coma state, actually, you can make surgery to a person without any injection, without any anesthesia, without any anesthesia. You can take teeth out. You can make all kind of tooth work in your mouth without any anesthesia. You can take a needle and put into somebody's arm, and he will not feel anything. Okay, this is very deep state. We are not going to this state. We are going up to semi-embolism. In semi-embolism, because the conscious is still there. I mean, a person can stop the session when he wants. He is in control. So for us, it's called trance. It's not hypnosis. Okay, it's a trance state. when a person can move, but it's enough deep in order to fix things in his subconscious. Okay, so we are enjoying from both worlds. We can do trance and not hypnosis, and we can still heal the people and make all those processes. Okay, so this is actually what?
I mean, we don't know what to do, right? I mean, are we ever going to be learning this? No, this is something.
Yeah. The second course we are learning it. Yes. But this is the first course. The first course we learn the 3-generation therapy. We understand all the rules and everything. Then everything that we are doing in the 3 generation, we can do it by asking question, and we can do it by trance. Okay. It's I'll explain. When I was in Japan, I learned karate style called Go-Ju Ryu. Go is soft. Go is hard. Ju is soft. And when we are doing this, it means that we are working hard style and we are working soft style. After we are mastering the hard style, we can go to soft style, okay? The same thing is what we are learning. We are learning now the hard style. All the logic, all the theory, and we can do everything by asking questions. But when you're using the trance, we don't have to ask questions. We just put the person in trance, and then we ask the question. And then his subconscious is open, then he's saying everything. But still, we didn't speak about the difference between subconscious and conscious and not unconscious. So I think the question is too early to be asked. When we'll come to the end of this course, start to ask this question.
Okay. Also, when you mentioned integrity, could you say also the Hebrew word for it or no? You mentioned
the word is yoshra.
Yoshra?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Harav, I have a question to ask you. On the example you gave for Yael, when she had the first ISE when she was 4 years old, I was questioning of why the reason you didn't ask her to ask the 4 months when she was in the womb.
Okay, great question. This was not under trance. Okay, this was like questioning her. Yes. When we are saying an ISE, usually when you speak to a person who understands the meaning of ISE, he will set the ISE in the life of the person on earth, okay? For us, as of the 3 generation therapy, we have few ISE. We have the first ISE in the life of the person. We have the ISE in the purpose project purpose, and we have the ISE in the echoing of the generation. Okay, so as I mentioned before, let me see if I find it. Just 1 minute. Wait, let's first operate it.
When she was saying, I'm not good enough.
No, what I want to show you, 1 minute. Okay. I made an explanation to see the, okay. You can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay, look at this. See, this is the 10 sfirot, right?
Yes.
We counting the dot and without the keter. Okay? So it's a chokhmah, bina, dat, chesed, gvura, tiferet, netzach, od, yesod, and we are now putting numbers on the sfirot. So chokhmah will be number 1, bina will be number 2, dat will be number 3, chesed number 4, gvura number 5, tiferet number 6, netzach 7, od 8, and 9. Okay? So let's take out the sfirot from here. And then we see exactly the echoing of the generation, okay? Now you understand why 1, 4, and 7, 2, 5, and 8, 3, 6, and 9 are echoing. It's the line of how the shefa is moved from sfira to sfira. So actually every couple, every family should create a generation tree of nine children at least, which go on right side 1, 4, 7, left side 2, 5, 8, middle side 3, 6, 9. Okay, so if you are number 1 in your family, so you are echoing with your brother number 4, and you bring down to your child number 1 and number 4, and you receive above from your aunt and uncle from your father's side 1 and 4, and from your aunt and uncle from your mother's side 1 and 4. And then it will go again to another generation, your grandfather generation. Okay, so it always goes from generation to generation, and we are checking the people and we're understanding the situation. I hope that I answer.
Yes, you did. Is that also the reason you did talk about the fetus, and also you talked about the
embryo?
Embryo. As you mentioned, up to 3 months, there's no memory. There is the dat is not working, but from the 6 to 9, from 3 to 9, which includes 6 and 9, has to do with the heart and the emotions.
Yeah, but still, when you are in the 3rd or 4th month of the pregnancy, the memory of the 3 months missing will enter your brain. Because until 3 months, you have no brain.
Yeah, you don't have any memory, basically.
Yeah, but when you are 4 years old, 4 months old, you will get the memory of the 3 months injected by your mother.
You're injected by the mother and the father.
No, not the father, because the baby is in his mother womb. She's arranging his tzura, his shape.
But the tipa from the father does not count. That's inside and it's doing this.
No, the father, of course, is counting, but he's from the outside.
Okay.
Like, let me ask you a question. Yeah, you know what's a mule? Mule is a combination of horse and a
donkey. Horse and donkey, right?
You want to buy a strong mule, okay? What you prefer to buy? A mule that is father is a donkey or father is a horse?
Father is a horse.
Huh?
Donkey.
What you said? You prefer that the father is a horse, right?
That's what I said, but I guess because the donkey is bringing
if the father is a horse, the mother is a donkey. Okay.
Okay.
Let me emphasize it in a different way. Okay. The elephant and the rabbit are the same family. Suppose a rabbit is mating with an elephant. Which will be bigger? השפן הפילי או הפיל השפני? The elephant rabbit or the rabbit elephant?
הפיל השפני.
הפיל
השפני is going to be bigger.
Yeah, of course, because he's an elephant. Even though he's a small elephant, but he's an elephant. That means when the mother is elephant, the baby will be much bigger than when the mother is rabbit. The same thing, the mule that the mother is horse is bigger than the mule that the mother is a donkey. Actually, this is Gemara. It's the Gemara say if you want a strong mule, look for a mule that the mother is a horse. Why? If you see in the Sfirot, when you see Bina, which Bina is the mother, the Nikud is Tzereh. Tzereh means in Hebrew Tzeire, shape, Tzura.
Beautiful.
Okay, so the mother is giving the shape, giving the Tzura.
Thank you, Harav. Last question, one other question. You said the walking, when we were talking about the discharge, you said when the walking has to do with the pinimut of the pinimut of nefesh, and then the from the chitzoniut.
Pinimut nefesh. Dibu, wait, just 1 minute. Let me stop this. You can see it bigger. Okay, so the ktiva is pinimut nefesh. Dibu is chitzoniut nefesh. Then bechi is melting of the heart. Then breathing, we explained the breathing. Breathing is for the ruach. Okay, all this was for the soul, but now we are talking to the ruach. And we have also for the neshama is musica.
Is what?
Music.
Music. Okay.
Okay, so we are working now on the music, because there is now a lot of improvement, a lot of new ideas about music. We have the different waves. We have the 4-3-2, which put the idea in your heart. We have the 9-3-6 hertz, which is from the Almuda. There's a lot of new science about music. I'm now into it. I'm looking for music that will put the trance into the brain. We are trying to create places that you will be in a closed room. You will get colors. You will get music. You will get a trance, and you will get everything for the senses. Should we find the delicate point of sentence that you can bring the trance into the brain. Wow. It must be in a good surrounding. Yeah, when you learn in a beautiful view, and it doesn't distract you, so the learning come into well. When it distracts you, then you are losing it.
So when you're talking about the walking pinimut of nefesh, you're talking about the regalim, basically.
What do you mean the regalim?
Because it has to do with the walking, with our feet, okay? It has to do with, and it takes usually 1 year to do a tikkun, okay? With using the walking. And then when you're talking about
but how come you come ktiva and dibur? Dibur is talking, ktiva is writing.
That's what I said. So writing, it is the pinimut of nefesh.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was saying walking. Okay. That's
the writing is more deep. The writing is more deep than the talking. Because when you talk, you can repeat on things without even feeling it. When you write stuff, you don't write again and again and again, okay?
I say don't think it if you can't speak it. Don't speak it if you cannot write it. And don't write it if you can't execute it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rob.
You have to make a poster out of it. I like it.
Yeah, that's from Chacham Melamed many years ago.
Yeah.
Kabbalah Haram. If somebody is, for example, is the child of 8 or 9 or 10, so how we can use this formula 147 or 258 for that person?
What do you mean age of? This is not connected to the age. This is connected.
No, not age. No, like the 10th. You know, for example, so we have 10.
Okay, so the 10th is going again with 147 because after you come to 9, you continue. Yesterday I was in a class. Spanish people came to Israel, and I gave a class, and he said that he is one of 16 children. Okay, so we can continue, no problem. But you know what is the idea? The idea is like this. Okay, I erase it. Okay. Okay, so when the first time a man marry a woman, according to the halacha, the first night when he's mate with her, he give her a ruach. This ruach called rucha deshada begave. Okay, rucha deshada begave. This is the Zohar say. This is the ruach that the person put in his wife's womb. The first zivug is not zivug to make children. It's a zivug to make the woman a vessel, kli. אין האישה כורתת ברית, אלא למי שעשה כלי. The woman is not כורתת ברית, making a brit with somebody, only if you make her a keli. That means if you take a woman second hand or third hand or fourth hand, your power on her will be less. Okay, because she been already controlled by other men. Okay, we will explain it in a way after. But what happened is that the ruach is, let's say it looks like this. Okay? There's all kind of name to this ruach. It's called the Binyamin. It's called Akoach HaMa'aleman. There's many, and it's called Rucha Deshada Begave. This is the Zohar name for this. A man is created from two parts. First is the body, guf. The second is the neshama. And between the guf and the neshama, there is part that's called tselem. שנאמר, אך בצלם יתהלך איש, ונסו הצללים. As long as the tselem is in the body, a person is alive. When the tselem is leaving the body, the person has 30 days to live. When the tselem leaves the body 30 days before the death, it means that the person is going to die. Okay? So people who have sight, spiritual sight, and they can see when there's a person doesn't have the tselem, that means this person is going to die within these 30 days. Okay? Even if it's from accident. Even from accident, the tselem will live 30 days before. What was the question?
So can we bring the tselem back?
Yeah. There's a story in the Zohar, with Rabbi Yitzchak, that Rabbi Shimon bring him the tselem back and he lived another 15 years. Also, Chizkiah Melech, Tzelem left when Yeshayahu Hanavi came to him, and Yeshayahu Hanavi had to bring the Tzelem back. There's a way by tshuva, by repent, to bring the Tzelem back. We see the Mekubalim going out at Hoshana Rabbah night at midnight to watch their shadows with the moon, and if they see something missing, they have to make a strong repent in order to bring it back.
Wow.
So, but
you're gonna teach us how to look at that?
You know, the Ramak, he said 400 years ago that none of us know how to look at it. We do it, but you know, I'm not sure that I'm looking at the correct thing, but okay.
May I share a story?
Yes.
Regarding the Tzelem. One time we were at a wedding and it was outdoors and it was in the moon. I think it was full moon, I don't remember. But my husband's friend who was very sick, he had cancer, he was there for the wedding. Every photo that they took, half of the head was not showing.
Wow.
And that's when I said, oh my God, that's how they can see the Tzelem at the Hoshana Rabbah. Yeah. Anyway.
You know, one of the sages wrote that if you look at the Tzelem of a chicken before Yom Kippur, that they do the kaparot, the chicken already doesn't have the Tzelem. So that's mean that every creature have Tzelem. It's not only a human being, but that's when people ask me if Goyim have Tzelem. Yeah, they have Tzelem, a bit different than the Jewish Tzelem, but they have Tzelem. The Tzelem is made of 3 holy names: Kasa, Kana, Kamag. Okay, so it's Shem Ehyeh b'milui Yudin, Shem Ehyeh b'milui Ehin, v'Shem Ehyeh b'milui Alfin. Okay? And the Tzelem is made of 3 parts because the Tzelem is between the neshama and the body, right? So the higher part of the Tzelem is connected to the neshama. The lower part of the Tzelem is connected to the body. And the middle side of the Tzelem is the Tzelem. Okay? So, Shedim, I would say Shedim, ghost have only 2 parts of the Tzelem. Because Shedim doesn't have body, right? The body is astral, is more ruchani. So they don't have the lower part of the Tzelem. I mean, no, the lower part of the Tzelem, sorry. It's, this is Kana, this is Kamag, okay? This part, Kasa, is connected to the neshama. Kana is connected to the body. And Kamag is the main Tzelem, okay? So actually the ghost doesn't have the side that connected to the body, right? So they only Kasa and Kamag, right? Kasa, the number is 161, right? And Kamag is 143. Altogether is 304. What is 304?
Shed.
Okay. Wow. So I think that the Gentiles, not the non-Jews, have only Kana and Kamag. When they do the Tvilah to become Jewish, they receive the kasa. Okay, so actually when a gentle make tvila, is getting the kasa and is getting a new neshama. This is what make a non-Jew a Jew. But anyhow, let's go back to the explanation that this is the Rucha Neshama Begaveh, and when the first baby is coming, so his neshama is coming from up, and his body come from genetics, meeting of sperm with an egg, and then in order that the neshama will enter the body, the neshama will take a piece of the Rucha Neshama Begaveh, and this will be the firstborn one. Okay? And there's a way how the neshama is getting into the body. Because the nefesh already from day one, already in the zigot. But the ruach and the neshama are above. That's what the Gemara say, ner daluk me'al rosho. There's a candle above his head, but ner actually is neshama ruach. The nefesh is in the body, but the neshama ruach is above the body. Okay? If it will be in the body, it will burn the body. The body cannot handle it. And then also it will not able to learn from the malach. The malach teach the ner et kol haTorah kula. But the neshama cannot be distracted from the body that is getting built all the time. Okay? So it's different. It's in another place. It's above the body. Okay? So the body is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then is the time to go out. When you go out, so the nefesh is in the baby, 3 kilo baby. The nefesh, the ruach and the neshama are above, and then everything is going out. When it's go out, an angel waiting outside the womb and slap the baby. Why it's a slap? Because the ruach and the neshama are getting into the body. Okay, this is the slap. The slap is combining. When I slap you, I combine my hand with your face, right? When the angel slap you, he combine your ruach and neshama into your body. Now, the neshama that was learning all the Torah in the womb 9 months suddenly got into the body. The body is like black hole. The only way that the neshama can connect to the world is through the senses. But the senses is not developed. And when it's not developed, it's very hard to the neshama, this combination. That's why it's a slap. It's a busha. It's a humiliating. The neshama that come from such a high place have to get into a body and accept her knowledge from the 5 senses. It's a degrading, very big degrading, very big ירידה ברמה for the neshama. So what happened is, for example, what is the angel that slapped the neshama? We say this is the letter that coming after rechem, womb. After resh we have shin. After chet we have tet. After mem we have nun, satan. So actually, meeting with this world means the ability to receive impression only through the 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and the whole body, the kinesthetic feeling. So we have what we call bakog. Remember this, bakog. Bakog is visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, gastronomic. This is the 5 senses. So only through the 5 senses, now the neshama can get any impression, any knowledge, any information. Before, when she was in the womb, nothing stopped her from understanding, because there was no body to be a cover, to be masach, that enable her to perceive the world as is true. The problem when the body is there, you cannot see, you cannot feel את הכוח הפועל שבנפעל. Our translated, הכוח הפועל שבנפעל. The power that is making action in all matters. That means God, what moves everything, the main energy of the world. You cannot see it anymore. You see material. You see gashmiut. You don't see the real thing. In true, the neshama, when she sees something, she sees God. She sees how God moving everything. But when you don't see God, you see the material, you think the material is moving the stuff. Who is moving the material? Who is moving the electron around the garin of the atom? Who? This is God, but we don't see it. We look at only the material part of the world. So the neshama, when she was in the womb, she could see that God is handling everything. When she got into the body, suddenly everything became black. That's why the baby is crying, the first thing he do in this world. He lose the ability to see את הכוח הפועל שבנפעל. And it's very sad. It's like as if a person have a nevuah, prophecy, and he lose it. When a person, Or HaChaim said, if we will get 5 minutes of ability to prophesize, we will lose ta'am from this world. We will lose taste of this world. The same thing when Adam HaRishon ate from Etz Hadat Tov Hara, the first thing he said was, אני וחמורי נאכל באבוס אחד? Me and my donkey will eat from the same plate?
Wow, that's so good.
And actually, this is what every baby say when he coming out of his mother womb. This is the cry. Me and my baby, me and my donkey will eat from the same plate.
Wow.
Me, the gashmiut, me, the ruchaniut and the gashmiut will eat from the same plate? Yes, indeed. This is what is going to be happened. As one of the sages explained, one of the Chabad rabbis, he say, למה הדבר דומה? He said, imagine of a water coming from the sky, Geshem, and the first thing that the water hit the ground, it's made shluliot, I would say. Water.
Splash.
Huh?
Splash.
Flash?
No, shlulit is...
Wave.
No, shlulit is like a small pound.
Pound.
Yeah, pound. Shlulit is pound.
Okay. So, the first thing that you think to yourself, wow, the water come out from the sky clean. And look what happened. then the water starting to go into the ground. And you know, if you take atzitz and you put water on top of it, the water that come out from the atzitz is dirty, right?
Plant.
So water that go down the earth, they're taking all the dirt with them. And then they reach to a, how you call it, bazelet stone. Bazelet, a stone that is not, you cannot penetrate it.
The inner part of the earth that the water doesn't go through it.
Yeah, so in that case, there will be underground pond, okay? And then the water will seek a place, and suddenly they come out from the ground, and it's become mayan.
Clean again.
And then when you taste the water, it's mineral water. You say, how come? The water come with all the dirt down, how come they come out clean? Because all the dirt is stay down, and they come out clean because the dirt cannot go with them up.
Wow.
And then you realize that the earth was a big filter that the water absorbed mineral into it that can come up with them, and all the dirt stay down, like the shmarim in the wine. Okay, so they come up, and when they come up, you realize that the water is a mineral water. The same thing is when the neshama coming into the body. When it's coming into the body, it's become like the body become the filter of the neshama. The only way the neshama to elevate to a higher place is by living here in this world. And by living here in this world, you can elevate your neshama to a higher level than without living here. So even though this world is very difficult world, and even though the world is like אני וחמורי נאכל מאבוס אחד, even though this is the chance, as we say before, that the circle of life in a way is difficult, but in a way this is the chance for you to forward, to come higher. So as you see, the first baby take the first part, the second baby take the second part, and the third baby take the third part of the Rucha Deshana. Then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. And then 3 line is created. 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, and 3, 6, 9. This is the neighborhood in the line in the Rucha Deshana Begaveh. This is why brothers are connected. This is why the generation are connected, because of the connection in the place of this sun in the line of the Rucha Deshana Begaveh. Okay, so we have a body that will spend time in the dust at the end, okay? At the end, each of us will be a dust. כי עפר אתה ואל עפר תשוב. But it will be renewed from the Hazelbond, from the עצם הלוז in the resurrection. תחיית המתים. On the other hand, we have a victorious soul, a divine part from above. This is called חלק אלוה ממעל. מן דנפח מדילי נפח. Okay? So the person is a very strange creature. From one side, his body is nothing, but in the body itself, there is עצם הלוז, that is something heavenly, that it will remain many years in the ground until it's come up in the resurrection. On the other hand, we have the neshama. So the neshama have rules that are only spiritual rules. The body have gashmiut rules, right? I would say earthly rules. What about the tselem? The tselem is spiritual, but going according to biological rules, earthly rules. It's very interesting because the tselem is coming from your parents, and your parents are biologically connected to you. The neshama that you get was here in the world few times before. We come in reincarnation. There is no biologic connection between reincarnations. You understand what I'm saying? The body is 100% biology. The neshama is 100% spiritual. The tselem is half-half. Is spiritual in the biological rules. You understand?
Yes. Harab, even the kasa, the higher part of it, all of them, still the kasa also is affected by biological?
All the tselem is affected by biologic rules. What, you know, I teach for a few years Shara Gilgulim of the Ari. And I realized that Shara Gilgulim is the same rules for the tselem. Exactly the same rule that we learn about how neshama is returning. We see how event is duplicated from generation to generation in the same rules of the neshamot. How the Ari know to say that this neshama reincarnated in this neshama? That this person was blind and this person is blind. This person is without leg, this person without leg. You see, the suffering is continue until somebody is fixing it. Okay, so you see the same rules is also with events, the same thing. But nobody talks about it until we came to Rafat Hadorot and we show the parallel between the neshamot and the tzlamim. And I will show you many stories that you see the parallel, how it's equal, the idea.
But Harab, so based on what you said, so the 10 children is gonna go back on the first one? Is gonna be matched with the first?
Yes.
11, maybe
11 in the left side and 12 in the middle. Yeah, until no end.
I know it is too late. Just one question. You know, so we learn when we do milui yudin alfin hayin, for example, you talk about it. We do mituk dinim. So can you explain with your language? So what do we when we say
when we put more letters on the name, like we do milui? How much is milui in the gematria?
Milui. All right.
86, right?
Oh, Elohim.
Elohim. And what is Elohim? Is vessel, is tool, is more earthly, right? So when we put more letters, we get more vessels. So the spiritual is divided to more vessels. Okay? We say, pashut baketer, male b'chokhmah, male de male b'bina, right? So as long as you put more letters, go down the level. Why? Because you are dividing the spiritual in more vessels. This is like explanation. Okay, you can see a movie, you can see a picture, you can understand a lot of words, but when you put it in words, it becomes bigger, and then you can put your emphasis on more details.
Okay. So, for example, they explained that we had, for example, grandfather, father, and grandchildren. Can we say that it is like milui yudin, milui alfin, milui hehin? Can we do that?
Maybe, I don't know. You try to invent something now. we have to put some thinking about this. It's an interesting idea, but
I just bring, for example, that, you know, when we, because, you know, you start opening up, you know, there is something and like Elohim, but, you know, you start milui the Elohim to figure out what.
Open up the case, right? That's true. But the father will open up to 5 children, and these 5 children will open up to 25 grandchildren, and so on. Okay, every child is coming to bring out some of the power that is not used in the father brain into action. So that means that the more children you have, the more tikkun you have. People are afraid of having many children, like how can I handle it and so on. But every child that you bring to the world is more tikkun, especially for us Jews, that as much as children that we bring, we are making the ביאת המשיח more closer. אין משיח בא עד שיכלו הנשמות שבגוף. Okay? So I think we will stop here. Okay, so all the best. We will meet next week. By this time, I want you to already to sign up in Rav Melamed place. As we said, it will be $700, and then I think we will discuss. I think that from the next class we will learn only the people that paid for the course, or maybe we'll do another. I don't know. We will think about it through the week. I really want that we will be at least 20 people. Until now, I think how many people sign up?
Right now, with me, 14 people.
14, okay. And for the Israeli people that are here, I want to tell that they asked me if they want to pay less than $700 because of all kind of calculation, they can put as much as they want in the PayPal. It's written 700, but you can write any number you want.
Yes.
And people who want to like divide the payment to 2 payments or 3 payments can ask us, and I think we can do it, no problem. The best is that you pay at one time, but if you can, it's okay.
Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you, everybody.
No, thank you.
Next week we start the class.
Thank you so much.
We are eager to start the course.
Okay, you got the taste. You understand now the taste, and I think it's a heaven taste.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay, I hope that my English will get improved a little more.
You are good.
I'm doing
we are fine. You are doing very well, and your English is very well.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
With a little help from my friend.
Thank you.
Rabbi, thank you so much.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.